So what they're showing me right away is I'm seeing the sun, and I'm seeing these rays, distinct rays coming in. And I know I've seen a lot of people posting these pictures lately where they take a picture of the cloud and the sun's coming through, and there's defined rays of light coming down from them. It looks like that in my mind. So I have a feeling we're talking about the sun today.
Some sun energy.
Yeah, we need to get some sun. Move those clouds. Yeah, interesting. So I felt like looking down, and what I'm seeing is a bunch of ants, and I had ant conversations this last week in the Ascension sessions. So maybe the ant beings have something to say today too.
Bring on the little guys.
Yeah. Don't forget to set out a little something for the ant people. Okay. I don't know what all this is about. I'm getting all kinds of different symbology because now I'm seeing the phoenix flying through the air. Like we're rising up from the ashes. Time to fly. It's very large. I'm asking, is that a dragon or a phoenix? It is a phoenix.
Like a rebirth?
Yeah.
Might be a 2020 message.
I think they're getting a collage. You know how you make those little manifesting collages? It's what I feel like we're doing here. We got ant beings, we got the sun, we've got phoenix rising. How about we get you guys in here to just talk to us? How about that?
Just pile it all in.
Okay. One of the messages is that some of you are seeing the crystalline energy when you go outside and you're looking, just looking around you. You may feel like you see little sparks or something happening, and you might equate that to your eyes adjusting to the sunlight or to the light versus being indoors. But what you're seeing is the crystalline energy breaking through the atmosphere, and that just gives me jolts right up the back. Huh. Well, we want to hear about that, right? So it's like, I'm just seeing it right now. Like if you were to walk outside, just kind of pay attention. Don't be too quick to look away or dismiss it. Because I think a lot of times subconsciously we just dismiss these things and go about what we, if you're going outside to go to your car or something, you've got that purpose. I'm heading to my car. Take a minute and just kind of see, notice if you're seeing any of that pixelating thing happening with
like sparkles
with the energy. Yeah, it's like it's a little spark or something, or when your eyes see the little sparks or stars or whatever you want to call it when you're adjusting and your eyesight's adjusting or something. But what they're saying is when you go outside, if you see something like that, don't discount it. It's you seeing the crystalline or that higher Christ-like energy breaking through the atmosphere. Tracie is saying she is done with her 5 minutes. Come in, come in. So here we are. And so we want to tease a little bit because we've been doing this with our intercessions too, where we give her lots of information before we ever come in. And basically what we are doing, and we'll do this with each of you as well, is we are teaching her how to heighten her telepathy and her third eye and to move that energy, even though this is a very heightened way of doing of moving energy, of inviting us in to do the channel. There are many ways you can receive energy, and we're just playing with her with some other ways to do it. And so invite that in for yourselves as well, and just allow for images to pop in. That's what she was doing. She was allowing for the images to come in and being able to share that with all of you. Now, welcome everyone. Welcome to 2020. Yes.
Yes.
We
made it to 2020.
Yes. What a great thing it is too. We like these numbers, the 2020. We are on, what should we call it? Maybe we should call it something fancy, like the great 2020, the 2020 magnificent, because we think there is so much change coming in this next year. And because as a collective, this is the start of a new decade. This is like a very fresh beginning for many of you, and the energy that is coming in astrologically and the waves of energy that are coming in through all the different beings who are providing that access and that portal. And we do want to talk to you about that. So maybe make a note of that, Jason, to ask us about the access that people are providing to bring energy in. But with all of the changes and the shifts that are waiting for you in this beautiful year of 2020, a lot of you will look back on this and be like, oh, the year of 2020. The year of great change. Now, we know that we've talked a little bit about 2020 in the past, and it is a year of great manifestations, a great change. For some of you, it may feel like resistance. You're resisting the change. And the best advice that anyone can give anyone is to just breathe and relax and go with the flow of the change, because we promise you whatever is coming into your life, it is coming into your life to move you into something better. So if that means something is dropping away, the energy right now is designed for the great truth to come out, your truth. Who are you? Why are you here? What is your purpose? What is the truth that others, are they being truthful with you? Are they being honest with you? And it's really going to filter out everything. It's going to filter you. It's going to filter them. And we say that a lot of your relationships can ride that wave, and they are pretty solid, yeah. But there will be some that you're going to be a little bit surprised that some of these people will drop away. Some of these things will not work out so well for you, because the truth will come out, a true side of them. There are a lot of people that are dealing with their shadows right now, that are falling into the shadow, doing something that maybe they do not feel so great about, but they're in such a pattern, is what we want to say, of doing this shadow thing and making things seem okay. It is okay to do this. It is okay to do this. We all know people that do that. It is okay. And they make it okay for themselves to do whatever it is that they want to do. And what happens is, if this is something that they judge about themselves or about other people, this is going to come up. It's going to unearth, and it's going to not feel so great. Their truth is going to be very present with them, how they feel about this action, where maybe before they could do something and move through it, do a little white lie and then move through it and no big deal. Now, a little white lie might seem like, an emotional turmoil until they get it straightened out. There is not going to be much opportunity to be untruthful anymore. And so that is enough of the doomy gloomies, right? There's a lot more coming up for you. When you step into the flow of this, when you be your authentic and true self, and that message could not have come through more for you in 2019. Be your true self. It is like the parades were marching and the flags and the banners were flying. Be your true self. And so what we want to say with that is, be your true self. This is 2020. You are in your truth. You are speaking your truth. You are doing what you came here to do. Many of you are being asked right now to use your voice, to share your stories, to bring out what it is that you need to say, what it is you came here to do, to change lives. Get out there and change those lives in a positive way. Be the positive person. Tracie did sessions this last week. One of them she called the Fairy Godmother, and it was a session with a beautiful soul that is going to go into this world now that she understands more of what her journey is, and her intention every day is to bring others around her up into a better energy. If they are having a bad day, she will find a way to cheer them up. If they are standing in a line, she's going to say hello and just make contact and share her energy with them for that moment. Little things, little tiny things that you do every day. That is what we are talking about. Use your voice, use your energy, bring others up with you. Smile at someone. If you are too shy to talk to them, at least smile to them. A smile can go a long ways. And we all know that when we've had a bad day and somebody comes up and says something nice to us, gives a compliment, or just even smiles, that it can really change the energy, the frequency of our day. And so this is a wonderful way to go into the New Year's, to be the best version of yourself. Do what you came here to do. Be a good person. Hold a door open. Say hello to a stranger. Smile at someone. If you know that there is somebody that is hurting, reach out to them. And you do not have to have the perfect words to say to somebody that is hurting, because there are no perfect words to say. But if you just say, I'm here and I'm holding space for you, And maybe that is enough. Maybe they just need to know that. And you allowing them, their process is a big deal. Not trying to fix it, not trying to put a nice little coating or layer over it to hide it, but to just allow them their process, allow them their feelings, honor their feelings with them. That must have hurt. That must have been a bad day. That must have really took you by surprise, whatever it is that is bothering them. And be there, be that beacon for them. 2020. We see all of you like little beautiful soldiers, and only none of you have weapons. Your only weapon is your heart. And your heart is going to go out there and it's going to just shine, and it's going to say, wouldn't you like to be like this, happy and enjoying your life too? Come on, I'll show you how to do it. And we love that you are expanding in these ways, and that there are new things coming for each and every one of you. We know we got a lot of excitement when we announced that the numerology number 7 was going to have something happen, right? And there was a lot of people jumping up and down about that, and we're excited that you're excited because you are stepping into new things. New things are happening. And we do want to say that those of you who were announcing, that's not my life number, what else you got? Is anything happening for me? Things are happening for all of you, everybody. Everybody falls into this somehow. You are not listening to this by accident. And by all means, know that every one of you has something miraculous coming into your life. And you're leveling up. That feel good. Level up and let it in. There is somebody right now that has their hair pulled back, whether it's in a bun or a ponytail. You have been feeling some heavier energy coming in. That's not yours. It's not yours. Quit carrying it. And if anybody relates to that energy, that message, please know that right now we're calling in some 12th dimensional vibrational beings, very beautiful white light vibration and frequency. They want to come in and help. So if you feel like you've been carrying energy that is not yours, please release that. But we want to make sure that the one that we're speaking to, the one that has her hair pulled back, you've been carrying it in your heart. It's not yours to carry, and your dedication to carry this for another person, somebody you care about very deeply, it's honorable, but you are not helping them by carrying it. The thing that's going to help them is when you release it and you bring in the Christ energy into that space, and then you send that Christ energy, you fill it in for you first, and then you bring that energy out, and you bring it out to them and send it directly to the ones that you are thinking of. It could be more than one person. And this is a good exercise for everybody to do. If you feel like you are shouldering something that isn't yours to shoulder, yes, and we're just going to go do that right now. For the collective of people that are watching this video, we hope there is a large number of you, because it keeps growing and growing, and we are very excited about that. And so what we want to say to everyone that is new, welcome, welcome. And for all of you that have been here supporting us, thank you, thank you. Now, we're going to ask a big question, and you're going to get a number in your mind. And we want you to just release this number as soon as we tell you to, okay? So the number is, what is the percentage of energy that you carry on your shoulders that is not yours to carry? And that number will come in for you right now. A lot of you had some very high numbers. Now what we want to do is, again, we have these beautiful beings that are waiting. Some of you have called in your angels, and some of you are working with these other beings from other dimensions that are benevolent and high frequency. And it is okay, whoever you are working with, that is your group, that is your collective. They love you very, very much. They're all working at removing this heavy burden off of your shoulders. You do not need it for 2020. And we're going to offer that healing to go to all of those that you carry the burden for. Let it be healed in them as well. Why not share the healing? Yes, you carry it because you love them. A lot of you don't even know them. You carry it for the collective. And so we send that energy of healing as a mass unit right now. All you listening, see the healing going into the collective, into the grid of the collective consciousness. No longer does anyone need to carry the burden of one another. And let's think about that. If you were to carry Tracie's burden, if she were to share a burden with you, and let's say there's 500 of you listening, and all 500 of you took a piece of that burden, what did that just do to her burden? It amplified it. We get it. We feel you getting it. Yes. So what do you do when you carry something for someone else? When you think you're helping, you're amplifying it. And what you really intend to do is help them to dissolve it, to move it, to heal it. And so we want you to start being more attentive to that. If you start feeling yourself running someone else's story through your mind with sympathy, we want you to stop right there, and we want you to change it up, and you want to call it in as healed and call them in as healed, and see that being lifted into source energy as healed, and then see how quickly that situation turns around for them. And they're going to find their own solution, and that is the purpose. They need to learn, they need to grow. That is why they are in that situation. So allowing everyone their process, allowing everyone to move through the thing that they came here to move through, and do not carry it for them. Wonderful. We just quit amplifying the problems of the world. And we just did that in what? In about 30 seconds, yes? We like that. Now, Jason, you have some questions for us. So let us connect to you and see what it is that you have for us today.
All right. We can explore that question, that note you made me jot down that dealt with the energies and portals. Or
yes.
Okay.
Yes, let's cover that very quickly. Well, let us see how we want to do this. So there is going to be some frequencies, some waves of energy that are coming into the planet, and they are these people. There are people that are in incarnations right now, the physical human body, and they're the conduits for the third dimensional reality, for this energy to come in. And they are working with the rainbow consciousness. They are working with a galactic consciousness. They are working with consciousnesses that you don't even have names for. And what is happening is that energy is going to be moving through this collective of people, right? There's so much to say, and yet I want to say it quickly. The energy of the earth, we have talked about it. It shifts, it moves. The ley lines are popping open. The vortexes are moving and starting to open up. People are finding these vortexes. They are moving into the vortexes. Now they become a conduit for this energy, this frequency of waves to come through. The frequencies are coming down and using this portal, which is the human body, with the permission of those who are in the human body at this time, the ones that are offering their bodies at this time to be the energy, the conduit for this flow of energy to come in. And so waves of energy are coming in differently now than what they have been before. Before it was solar flares and it was this and it was that. And now it is moving through the people. Why? Because you guys have all raised your vibration so high that now you can be the portals for this beautiful energy, these frequencies, these codes to come into the rest of the planet. How best do we reach the rest of these people that need our help? By moving through a third dimensional being. No longer having to find ways to move it into the collective energy, no longer trying to sneaker wave it in this way and sneaker wave it in that way for those who are willing to sit in meditation and actually receive the energy. But now we are moving it through you. And many of you that are listening are part of this project, and we are very excited about that. And that is why we wanted to talk about it today, because the energy is going to be moving through you. The frequencies are going to be moving through you. So if you are feeling called to sit and move into these energies, and we know many of you are, because there was many people asking about the vortexes and how do you find them. And we do hope that you found the information you were looking for that, and that you have found the energy and the frequency. And we believe everybody is close enough to a energy. It may not be the strongest portal or vortex or energy frequency, but we think all of you that are listening have access to one that is near you or even in your home, or the one that you may have created through your own prayers and your own meditations, your own practices. And so if you are willing to be one of the conduits of energy, please reach out to your collectives and say, in my highest and best good, if this is what my soul desires on the highest level, I would be willing to be a conduit for this energy, and make that something that is open for the collective on the free will spectrum. Now, hopefully we answered that good enough, but that is what to expect in 2020 is the humankind. Enough of you have raised your frequency and your vibrations that you are now reaching these new levels of how can I help? How can I be part of this? I want I want to step into something. And there's been a lot of you that have been looking for, what is my next purpose? I feel like I've completed something already, and now I'm looking for something new. If that is you, this might be what it is you're looking for. So I sounded a little Yoda there, or a little Jedi. This might be the one you're looking for. Yes? Okay. And so that is the answer to that question. We hope we made it quick enough. We know there was a lot of information.
Perfect. And I think with that information, it kind of answers or deals with Tracie's request on how to heal the trauma in 2020. So it sounds like that's
yes, that will be good. The trauma is healed through the frequencies, definitely. And everyone coming from the heart. We cannot tell you how beautiful this group is that listens to you, Jason. And we want you to know that there are so many souls, even those that secretly watch, that do not post, that do not send little notes in the videos, and even those that are finding you much later, weeks later, and they just watch. We want you to know your hearts are so big and they're so beautiful, and we feel it. We can feel that energy through this vehicle that we speak through, and it is very moving and very touching. You, as a collective, you are very beautiful. You have already become oneness within this group. And some of you are very, very aware of that. And that is very exciting too. As we've asked many times for you to come together, and when we do the light language, when we do some of these other prayers that we have done for the planet, all of you have come together in that etheric realm to do this. And we applaud all of you, even if you don't know you did it on a conscious level. You were there. You are here right now. And this is a pre-recorded video. We've mentioned this before, but yet we see all of you. And you're beautiful. And we love you. And we thank you for being here. And you are why we fight so hard for this shift to take place, and for all of you to experience something so much better. Very nice. You have more questions, yeah.
Since you mentioned the collective, would you happen to have any messages for the YouTube collective?
You know, we always have messages.
I know.
Yes, let us look and see who is here for this collective message today. We feel as if we have Sirius here, or the Syrians. We have the Lyrans, we have the Pleiadians, we have the Mantis, we have the ant people, we have bees, we have... Tracie's not happy with this one. We have the flies. The fly people are here. And she says, they're spying on me all the time. And
the fly on the wall.
The fly on the wall. She is not a big fan of the flies, apparently. She does not like them. And we're telling her, at least it's not the mosquito gang. Yes, the mosquito clan. You have avians. There are different bird collectives here as well. So let us see who wants to speak. You guys are surrounded every week. I think we just add to our collective of all the ones who are like, oh, as the collective grows, there are the ones that are connected to you, and some of you are connected to these different beings, and so they come to these and gather with us. They get the dogs all excited too, don't they? You can hear that. They're bringing my attention to the sun, and they're showing. It is an interesting thing because I see the sun, but then what they're showing us is your solar plexus as a collective. There are many that need to work on the solar plexus. So what we were saying is we've got the sun. They're showing us the sun, and the rays are coming in. And that was a vision that we had given Tracie earlier, is the sun coming through the clouds and the rays coming in. We want you to imagine that one of those rays is hitting you right in the solar plexus. It is carrying a code for many of you to step into your power, to know your next right step, to start feeling more confident in the words you speak and the message that you deliver. Some of you, okay, those of you who just resonated with that is your message. And then some of you are meant to go to the third eye with the sun ray. And that sun ray is going to help you with your visions. It's going to help you with bringing in more of your intuitive and psychic abilities. And yes, now we're hearing everybody going, oh, I want that too. Do as you please. Do them both. Bring the sun rays in, and if you have the opportunity to actually stand out and let the sun come down on you, just imagine those two chakras being highlighted by the frequency of the sun. They're holding a lot of codes in the rays right now. And many of you have already been working with that. And we applaud you for your knowingness to go and work with that and stand in the sun. Some of you are actually living in sunny states and sunny countries where you get a lot of sun, and there is a reason for that. It is very important for you to get the codes, and so you need access to those. You do not have to, if you have cloud cover, because we have Tracie over here in the mind saying, I live where it rains all the time this time of year. If you do have cloud cover, don't worry. You can create that sun in your mind, and you can set the intention to receive the same frequency and the same download, and you will still get it. So do not worry about that. Did you have a question that we need to expand more on, or you were asking if we had a message for the collective? Yes.
Yes, but could answer or share in case anybody has this question. The solar plexus, like what location is that?
The solar plexus is right underneath the rib cage, right where your stomach sits. In fact, if you have been feeling hungry, it's because you are craving the void or the emptiness that you feel that makes you think you're hungry. Could possibly be that somebody has stole your power. You're feeling powerless in a situation. That happens a lot with the solar plexus. It's right there and right under the ribs. And it is about your power. It's your power chakra. It's stepping into just moving into being who you were here to be. And if somebody is pulling at your energy, it is usually that area that you feel it most. When you feel like you're not in control, or there is something you have to do that you don't want to do. That is why people get stomach aches when they get nervous or don't want to do something. It hits them right in the solar plexus, right in the stomach, and they'll be like, oh, I don't feel good now. And it's because they're losing their power. They're doing something they don't want to do. And so just watch for that. A lot of you already know that information, but if that was new for you, then that could be a sign that you could be looking for. If you feel like you are one of those that you want your appetite to change, ask Spirit, where am I void in the solar plexus, so I can fill that void and feed that emotional hunger, so that the physical hunger or the illusion of it will go away.
Perfect. For the next question, you kind of already answered already, the sun rays, so you don't physically have to be out bright sunny sun if you live in a cloudy.
We think that standing in the sun, you can feel the heat on your skin. It really helps you be in that moment much stronger. But if you do not have access to that, that is okay, because setting the intentions is just as strong, because your counsels, your spiritual guidance will bring that in for you. You can ask for the codes that way as well.
Perfect. And last question, let's say you're out in the sun and it's able to light up your solar plexus. Is there anything you're supposed to say or do or think of that's happening?
The first thing that we wanted to say is say thank you. Thank you. That is one thing that is going to be very important in this coming time, not just 2020, but every day of the rest of your lives. Be grateful. Gratitude, the energy of gratitude is so expansive and so creative. You'll find yourself being in gratitude, and you could hold gratitude for some of the smallest things, and you'll start to find that the energy of that is so expansive that the manifestations of your reality expand exponentially. It is just amazing what gratitude can do. So we encourage you to say thank you. If there is any other intention, it is maybe you could ask if there is anything old that you are ready to release, and give permission for that as well. But always ask in your highest and best good. We always want you to set that highest frequency intention when you are working, when you are setting the energies. We invite all of you, as Tracie has me as her gatekeeper, as you are talking to Daniel, we invite all of you to ask for your gatekeeper. Bring in a gatekeeper to hold the frequencies and make sure that those who come through, or the energy that comes in, is always in the highest and best good for you and for your vehicle. Is there anything else?
For the questions on that subject, no. But if there's any other galactic councils that want to come through with any other messages, it's perfectly okay.
We're looking right now. We find it very, we find this fun, as Tracie put on her Ganesh necklace today, and she was showing that to you earlier, Jason, but it has Ganesh, the elephant god from India, remover of obstacles, bringer of abundance, all of those good things. She put that on today for today's channel. And as we were scanning the collective of beings that came, we kid you not, we see Ganesh waving as if he was sitting on the sidelines watching this show. Yes. And he is not going to speak through us today. He just wanted to let her know he came. So we wanted to share that. We do want to go, we want to invite the Pleiadians in to come talk. We're seeing who's going to step forward with that. And we have a couple of them here.
Interesting.
These are ones, Tracie is recognizing them. She says, I know these ones. They came many, many years ago. When she went through her energy training with the Reiki, she would get visits from the two that are stepping forward. And at the time, she didn't know who they were or who they were connected to. But later, as she started to learn as the galactic group, she realized that they were the Pleiadians. And so it is like greeting old friends. They are coming in here. Hold on. Yes, it has been many years since we have spoken through Tracie and have given messages. Never have we got to do it in such a form, though. She has always just relayed our messages. And so this is a very wonderful treat for us to be here today. And yes, many years ago, she is asking, what were you getting me ready for this when you came in many years ago? Yes, we were setting her on her path. We needed to make sure she got here. And so we were part of her journey. And it has been a pleasure to be along this ride. We want to just say to all of you that it is a great time to be gentle with yourselves. It is very important that you honor your feelings. We know you already got the speech to be true to yourself. And we do want you to honor those feelings. We want you to be, we see you as these beautiful beings, these great shining beings. And we want you to treat 2020 like this beautiful graduation. You're moving into the next phase of the next thing. And for some of you, the fifth dimension is here. You are in it. You are playing in it every day. You are celebrating and enjoy and finding things that you just love about your life. And you're becoming very excited about the next thing and the next thing. And when you find yourself in those energies, you are creating that fifth dimensional reality, and you are assisting it to become more and more consistent as you stay in it more and more. The exciting thing about 2020 is so many people are looking for this, whether you are on your awakening path, your ascension, your spiritual, whatever it is you are doing, or if you are just your 9-to-5 guy that's going and doing your job and coming home and feeding your family and not thinking much about it. Even that person has been looking at 2020 like, oh, I hope this is going to be the year it changes. Yes, and so with such a large collective, moving into that thought, moving into that energy, and those of you who are the light workers who have waken up to this, you know how to hold that energy as if it has already happened. So now you can take the frequency and vibration of those who don't know how to hold it quite like that yet, and you raise them up. And you can take their wish, their dream for the shift and change of something better to happen in 2020. Your high vibrational frequency will carry theirs even if they don't know how to get it high enough yet. And we see great change for many, 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 many people. This is going to be a big push for a large amount of awakening to happen and for a large amount of people to step on board with this. And it is an exciting time. So we do want 2020 to meet all of your dreams and keep your high vibrations. And remember, there are some that are going through some purging, and that purging will continue until it is purged. We don't want to be like, oh, you're going to get a wave of purge. You are in a wave of purge that will not stop until it is purged. Hopefully that is clear. Purge it. Do not hang on to it. Do not put up a fight or resistance. Let it go if it is meant to be. Let it go. And find yourself moving forward in such a beautiful way. We know that there's grieving involved. We know that there is a loss and a void when something drifts away. And we want you to know that we are here to help hold that space and that energy for you. Keep calling us in through those transitions and stay as positive as possible. You have questions for us, Jason?
Yes. Is this last week or the last channeling that we did, a Pleiadian group came in? Is this a different Pleiadian group than?
We are a different Pleiadian group, yes.
Okay. And if you could tell us the difference between the two?
We are just a different collective, just like you would live in a different home than your neighbor. You all watch these sci-fi movies where there's also different ships on their missions, yes, and there's different groups on each ship. It would be much like that. We are just we are all part of the same collective. We are just a different group. We are more connected to Tracie, whereas the other group that came in was more of a part of a larger galactic council for humankind or humanity. We are more specifically assigned in this area.
Perfect. Sounds good. You mentioned 2020 a little bit. Would you happen to have any advice or messages for the collective to raise their vibration and to make 2020 awesome for them?
Yes, our advice is to let it go. And we know that is not easy. We know. We are not void of understanding humankind and the emotional roller coaster that you can be on. But what we say to you is, whatever it is that you are upset about, whatever it is you are experiencing, we want you to just pause for a moment and ask, is it worth holding on to this? How do we want to say that? Is the emotional turmoil you're going through, is it worth holding on to that thing? Why are you holding on to it? And it's offering you an opportunity to heal if it is something that is moving through you that you cannot seem to let go of, that you cannot walk away from, that you cannot say, I forgive that and I'm over it. I want to be happy over here. Then we want to say it is offering you something. It is a golden nugget. It is, as Tracie loves that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie. She says it's the golden ticket. When something comes into your life and you cannot seem to find a way around it, then we say, find your way in it. Go in it. What is it offering you? What is going on around you? What are the parts that are triggering you? What are the parts that keep looping into your mind? And then look, where is it in your life that you are being mirrored? What is it that you were doing that could be something like this? Or where are you holding judgment on this that you could release the judgment? Where are you holding judgment on yourself that is a mirror to the judgment you're holding on someone else? There are so many ways to look at the mirroring. And we do want to say that there is information out there to be found on how to work with the mirrors. And so if that's something that you are interested in doing, if you have something that keeps coming at you and you don't know how to release it and you don't know how to look at its mirror, we do want you to maybe go search out, how do you work with mirroring? And there are many videos out there that can work with that and help you. One of the things Tracie is saying in her mind is she likes to, she has listened to Greg Braden's 7 Essene mirrors, and she says it helped her quite a bit to understand how the mirroring works. And that could be a tool for you to use if you are struggling to release. Just go inside and love those parts of you that are having the reaction. Go inside and love those parts of you that are struggling. That is the shadow. That is the peace. That is the purge. But you have to love those pieces of yourself. You have to love that those things are coming across your path. And we know that there are some of you rolling your eyes at us right now that don't know what we're talking about. How do you love something that's so cruel, that's so awful, that's so inappropriate? And we say, find a way to love yourself through that. Let go of the judgment of it. Look at it as if it just is. This happened, and see how you can bring it to neutral. And we know some of you are not there yet, but that is okay. That is why we want to give you tools. We want to give you ways to find what you need. And there are many books, and there are many videos, and there are many teachers out there that can help. And so find the one that fits for you and read their book, watch their video, call them for a session, do what you need to do to help you get you through whatever it is that you are finding is too hard to let go of yourself. And that is one way to raise your vibration. And we all think we know the other way that we might be talking to you about. And what we want to say with that is there's so much outside stimulation. If you just turn those TVs off, yes, turn off those TVs, turn off the radios when they go into the commercial breaks about how you need to take 500 different kinds of medication just to open your eyes in the morning, yes? And just get away from all of that programming. Get away from it. The world that is running your televisions and radios and all of these different ways for you to take in information, the newspaper, the magazines, the different articles you read on the internet, whatever it is, they all know. They all know how to program you to get you to buy their product or to follow whatever it is they are teaching. They know how to do that. And this is where we jump into a discernment again. We talk about that off and on as a collective, as your group of beings here with Tracie and with Jason. We've talked about discernment. Use discernment with what you hear on this show today. Use discernment with what you hear outside in the world, what you read in the paper, what you read online, what the radio station is saying. Use your discernment. Follow your gut. It is your compass. Follow your heart. It is your compass. You know what is right for you. You know what direction to go. And what is right for you may not be right for the guy next to you. So let go of your judgment if they do not feel the same way. We're looking to see if there's anything else to add to that. But we think if you could do one thing in this next few months is look at where you hold judgment on yourself and others. If that was your only assignment, you could change your whole world with just that. How is that for summarizing? Is that good?
Perfect. Mm-hmm. And for the new watchers of this video, do you have any information on how to collect to their Pleiadian group?
There are some of you out there watching that are connected to the Giants. That is how Tracie refers to them. They're most likely going to come through to you as a frequency, and you'll feel their frequency, and they may feel very large to you. That is how she refers to them, as the Giants. She says she comes up to their elbow, and so they are quite large. There are some of you that are connected to the Pleiadians. There are many Pleiadians that are listening, that are in a physical body, and we welcome you and we thank you for being here with us. We see you, we recognize you. Quite a large collective of you are here, in fact. And even as the groups that are connected very tightly with the Pleiadians, we also want to remind you that, and yes, we know that a lot of you already know this, but for anyone that might not know this, you are connected to many other groups as well. You are not limited to only work with the one group. We are all here as a collective. All of these groups that we listed off today and many, many more are all at the access of you because everybody is here for the same purpose. Everybody is here to help each other to move into that next frequency, to move into the evolution, and to move the planet, to move the collective consciousness, and to just experience something glorious. And so we all want to be a part of that. So don't limit yourself to just a handful of people, but the Pleiadians are ones that are very strongly connected. The Pleiadians are here on the planet. They are the foot soldiers because they are the ones that experience human form. How do we want to say that? They are most familiar with it. And so they were some of the first to raise their hand and come into the human form. So many, many of you, we get chills with this. Many, many of you are connected to the Pleiadian family, and if not all of you. And so that gives us great chills as well. There's so much energy coming back, as so many of you are grateful for this knowledge and for the connection that you are feeling with your Pleiadian brothers and sisters.
Next would be, does the Pleiadian group have any messages for the YouTube collective that's watching?
We do want to say that there is quite a frequency with the Pleiadian groups. Now that we just spoke about it, and everybody that is listening is activating that frequency within themselves as they're pulling in that knowledge. And it feels very good. It is a very soft, beautiful, kind energy, very loving, very powerful energy. We don't want you to confuse being very loving with being very soft. The Pleiadians are here because they want to change the world. The Pleiadians are here because they want to make changes. They want to make changes in this world. We say hello to the hippies. Yes, they were the first round of Pleiadians to come in. Well, maybe not the first round, but they were the biggest round. The ones who came in and grew up in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, such a great round of people that came in to change the world and plow through, start making the changes. They wanted to create the peace. And for all of those who came in after, the other groups that came in after, just beautiful energy is being created. We love this. It is like all the static just left the air. Did you notice it got very quiet here? We have been dealing with the dogs making noises since we started this video, and now it's like very quiet. And we say that this is a peace, that this is an example of the peace that is being offered by all of you in your frequency. All of you that are connected to those Pleiadians, all of you that are connected to, we want to say us, although we do have a collective representation of the Pleiadians. As we said, all of you have your Pleiadian, your energies that you are connected to, and we are connected to Tracie. And she even named us, and she's giggling because we are reminding her that she called us Lord and Lady, because she didn't know what else to call us. And so she would call us Lord and Lady because there is the masculine and feminine representation for her. And we enjoyed that very much, even though that is not really what we go by. There is a lot of energy here, and we just want all of you to take it in and enjoy the energy. And Jason, you have, Jason, you are one of the ones that is connected to the Giants, and you have actually 3 Pleiadians working with you. They're standing with you right now. You have 2 masculines and a feminine, and they are working with you on knowledge, on research, on where to go and how to find things. They are very knowledgeable. They are saying, we are the techies. We help you with the techie stuff. We want to help you create and help people to find you. And when you help people to find you, you help people to find us, and we hold gratitude for that. Thank you.
Makes sense.
And yes, we want to see what your giant is doing. You have, and we want to say Jason is not a short person, but boy, if he was to stand by this one, he does not seem to be very big. He seems tiny. And so we want to know, why are the giants coming in today? We have all heard the term the gentle giant, yes. And what we're seeing is almost as if they are setting a perimeter. They're moving around everyone. And remember, we talked about the ants being here. The ants are saying, get ready for the earth to move. The earth is moving. It's always moving. But there's something that's going to happen that's a little different with the earth. And they want you to be paying attention. Those of you that are sensitive, you will pick up on it. Not everybody will notice this. It is the sensitive ones that will notice, but the ants notice because they are the sensitive ones. And they said the earth has been moving, and this could be, we're asking them, is this related to the vortexes coming up? And somewhat of it is yes. Part of that answer is yes. It is not the complete answer, but the ants are talking of this movement, and the Earth is moving. There's something shifting. The frequency of the planet itself is starting to radiate a different frequency from beneath you. And so some of you are already feeling and experiencing that. And some of you will step into that here as you continue to move into this higher vibration. We are really, really wanting to say the energy of this moment right now is so different than it was just a few moments ago. And we're hoping you're all experiencing it. It is very peaceful. It is as if you are just floating in space itself. And it just got very calm, and it got very grounded. And it is because we're being very focused on this Earth Mother energy that is coming up, and the Pleiadian energy, and the giants and the perimeter that they are setting to hold the space and hold the energy. And it feels very nice. And we want to say, if you are experiencing this is a fifth dimension where there's contentment. There's nothing to worry about. There's no fear. There's just this peacefulness and this cooperation, or this ease of relationship, this ease of communication. It feels good. And so, do you have other questions, Jason?
You mentioned the Giants. Is the Giants a separate group from the Pleiadian group, or is that just like another version of the Pleiadians, that they're just big and tall and gentle?
That is a good question. Let's ask. Our first response is that they are different, but we are going to just ask the Giants themselves if they are any relation to us as the Pleiadians. We like their answer. They are saying, well, we are all related, every one of us. But they are showing, we got like this flash of a download of them being very ancient ancestors of the Earth realm. And we are hearing that they coexisted with Pleiadians on the Earth realm at one time, but that it was not a very compatible coexistence, and we're not sure what they mean. It feels like it wasn't a conflict between the two beings. It was not a conflict between the Giants and the Pleiadians. It was more of the Earth was not a proper conduit for their group. So they had to leave.
The Giants?
Yes, they were here among you at one time, many years ago, coexisting with groups that were descendants of the Pleiadians. But the Giants had to leave because the Earth was not the right atmosphere for them, or was not able to support the Giants, and so they did have to leave. They said they found a planet much like this one, and it is the proper match for them. And they have more abilities there. That's interesting. Where they were limited here because of the atmosphere, it made them very heavy and clunky, and it was hard for them to move around, and they would get sick, or their bodies would not hold. They would not withstand the gravity. That makes more sense. Thank you for clarifying. And what they have found is a lighter atmosphere, that their bodies do not feel so heavy. And in fact, they said that they are able to manipulate that energy easier and actually almost float or fly. And they can move around much easier in this other world that they have discovered. And they said, maybe someday you can come visit. We like that.
Rain check. Invitation noted.
Yes. We might say that maybe that atmosphere might not be conducive to the human body, so prepare yourself. Mm-hmm. And so hopefully that helps you understand the Giants. We did enjoy that information.
Yep, that was very good. For the Pleiadian group, is there any messages for us for the future that you want to touch base on? I know you probably have a few things, but, you know, anything you would like to share?
We want you to remember that you are, if you were looking at 2020 like this is going to be a flash forward, it's going to move fast. We talked to you about that. The energies, you're going to be busy. It is going to move fast. But what we want to say is really very significantly, this year is very important, but 2021 might offer more of the changes that you think you're going to see in 2020. So if some of you are thinking you're going to see big changes in the government or big changes in the technology, big changes in different things, whatever your mind might be set on, your own evolution, your own ascension, you're going to go through a lot of change in 2020, and you're going to then step into the expansion. And so you might see a little bit of it at the tail end of 2020. But really it is about change. We want to say that a lot.
Change.
You're going to experience change, but change can be good, and change can be fun, and change can lead you into the right direction, and you can be excited, and you can have a great time. And we want you to go with that mindset. And remember, it is the great purge. So if you have something that is purging or something that surfaces, if you resist it, it's just going to get worse. It does not go away. It is not a wave of energy where this too shall pass, since that is what Tracie says often, this too shall pass. Well, it will pass, but it'll pass when you figure it out, when you finally step out of the pain, out of the suffering, out of the idea, the learned behavior, the old belief system. Change your belief systems. That's one thing we could say to you all for this future. When you step into something and you find yourself resisting, step into it and go, is this an old belief system that I can let go of? Do I have to be jealous or mad or upset in this situation? Or is that an old belief system? Is that something I learned through society, through television, through churches, through parenting, through whatever? Start questioning it. If it is a learned behavior, if it is a society expectation, where did this come from? Can you let it go? Because we're going to tell you, you can. And you can step into everything more freely when you start to flow like that. So then you'll find that all these changes in 2020 are going to be quite pleasant, as you're going to really start to like the new version of you that does not hold judgment and does not fall into the old pits of old behaviors and old belief systems. And as you cut the cords to those, everything around you is going to start to feel very new and very fresh. And for those of you who are struggling with memory, we do want to talk to you about that. This is something that is already happening for some of you, where you have cut the cords to these old memories, these old belief systems. And when you did that, the actual memory faded for you because it no longer has a purpose there. And so you are not going senile. You are not going into dementia. You are just letting go of old belief systems that no longer serve you. And with that, sometimes the memory that brought it on in the first place fades with it. And so don't worry about that. As long as you are very current in today, and you are feeling healthy, and you are feeling alert, and you can still do your alphabet and your 1, 2, 3s, and you can remember the name of the person in front of you, we think you're doing good. Yes? So if your old memories are starting to fade, that may be part of the symptoms that you are experiencing from your evolution, from your ascension.
Interesting. At the moment, I don't have any other Pleiadian questions, unless one of the other galactic groups would like to share something.
We do think that the Lyrans would like to come in and say a prayer for everyone.
Okay.
We'll switch out for them. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. And yes, we would like to speak over you as it is right now. What we would like to have you imagine, as we are speaking as a collective, but you are hearing one voice. But what we want you to picture in your mind is that you are now surrounded by this beautiful Lyran council. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Lyrans, we are the ones that look like cats, that look like lions, that look like felines. There are many different appearances to us. We do not all look the same. There are many different species of us as well. And so whatever it is that you are visualizing in your own mind, don't worry, you are correct. Okay? We don't want anybody to be like, oh, I couldn't get the right picture. Mine didn't look like that. It is okay. There are many different looks to us and many different shapes and sizes to us as well. We are much like you in that way, where we are not the same. But we want you to feel that we are now surrounding you. We're holding the energy for you. We want you in your evolution. We want you to step into your peace, into your journey. We want you to see yourself in this most glorious light. And we want you to just step into your mind right now. Allow us to move you into that space with the sound of the voice and with the light language we're about to speak. And as we're speaking the light language, what we would like for you to do is we would like for you to just let your mind do whatever it needs to do. You do not need to follow the words. Just allow your mind to show you what it wants to show you. And maybe you're clearing energy, and maybe you're feeling it more than seeing it. Maybe you're having a knowing, whatever your system is for bringing the information. We just want you to be very, very present with your body and your mind right now. Se votono mashiko, vi mo se se kianya. Ve koana na ne 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 se koana da paja kata diono matichekia. Ve sa 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 masha. Me wana nyan se. Ve kondo tampachikio to tomantitichekia. Ema sa shekanyo to tone. Sa. I no no shehwa kamayo. Mewa. Esa koto no mashikia. They're going to bless your feet. The feet blessing is to help you move forward fearlessly. Isa mashokoto ni mata teshikia. Tisa samia totonia teke kata shikadumate. Ina tachikata yota tabashikatita tanamachiko ana. Vesunzu samashiki on the tidian titame eshika. Yototokoto somashiki kokama ai. Veko shwanya titetato chikoto machikata chikoto. Allow yourself to receive any downloads that are in the highest and best good at this time, any activations that move through you in the highest and best good at this time. By my eye, so nanadakoma I. Vesha totimenta juko show me titipa ashki totuma ayananianta so me I. Ha, samashikoto to pashakete wato patana I see. Mo ma jesiki oko kama I in the vesho kontio to vajanya. Bewa ma I. Emesuba. Eme shikukonya. Se Emma Papa Titica, to come back to my and so Sonia. Ha, Semishi. Deep breath in. And allow this energy to move you now into your future, into your greatness. Remember, you are very special and you are here for a reason. There is no accidents for you being here listening today. Know that you were here because you were meant to be here, and there was something in this video for you. And we hope that you have taken it and you have put it in your heart and you move forward with great love. May you be the best version of yourself, always. And we will step out now.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Well, hopefully that is a good video for you today, Jason.
Yes.
We feel everybody that has wanted to speak today has spoken. So if you have any other questions, we can attempt to answer them for you. But if not, this could be a great place to release everybody into that beautiful energy.
Yep. I think with the time that we have left, I think maybe this would be a good time to wrap it up.
Wonderful.
And we'll call them later for those other guys, those other groups.
Very much, yes. They will be here. The groups are getting bigger. We will say that. It used to be that it was a handful of us that would show up, and now we feel like there is a stadium full of beings that are here and ready, and so many more listeners. As the more listeners come in, so do their guides and their counsels. So we thank all of you for building this collective and this beautiful energy and the frequency that comes with each and every one of these channels. It is all part of you.
Perfect.
Yes. And we want to thank everyone listening and everyone watching us. We are going to bring Tracie back in now. We thank you, Jason, and we thank you to the collective.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. I'm back.
Interesting journey.
Yeah, that was crazy. I won't remember much of it already. So you may have to remind me if you have questions. So
we'll knock them all out. We got enough time?
We could probably spend about 5 minutes just chatting up. Yeah.
Okay. Explain that feeling, the Pleiadian energy,
Oh my gosh. It was like, I don't think I was actually in this room. It was like somebody took me out of here because it just got dead silent. And it was like, like when the power goes out and it's like an eerie quiet. Yeah. That's what it sounded like. It was just so quiet. I don't know what you guys were experiencing, but I was just like, oh, this is really nice. It was like all that background noise that you forget's going on, like the refrigerator clicking on or something ticking in the corner like a clock or something, or what. It was like it was all gone. Just like when the power goes out and it just gets dead quiet. So
you felt like you got pulled out?
Yeah, I was sitting there going, am I even in my house at this point? Because it got really quiet. And you can hear Buddy's over here snoring. And yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. He's over making all these noises. And of course, the other dog was barking earlier. And then it just went.
Yeah.
And that was interesting. Yeah, they can come make my house quiet at night for me, please, so I can sleep good.
Gotcha. And the Pleiadians, those are the ones that look like humans? Pleiadian?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the ones that came through, they had the blue uniforms, they had the gold kind of collars, and had, I think, a little emblem on them. And then they have like this, the hair almost looks like it glows, but it's kind of a gold color. And they have very blue eyes, the ones that came tonight. And very, very good shape. They look like they've been to the gym. And so their physical bodies, their physical bodies are in great shape, and they look like they're in their early 30s. And I don't know, I've always seen them that way. So I don't know if that just means they age very slowly or they don't age at all. I don't know.
Right. So I'm pretty sure they got the technology to take care of all that.
Yeah, they've got the juice, the youth juice. So
now you said that those Pleiadians came in.
They came in years ago.
Explain that little part. So you was doing a.
So I was learning Reiki at that time, and to get my certification, I had to have in so many different, so many sessions of practicing Reiki. Well, I paired up with one of the other gals in my class, and we lived close enough together that we would almost get together every day. So if you go through Reiki every day, let me tell you, you're going to become addicted, because that energy is so. I felt love so intense. By the time we were getting towards the end of doing that, I could get on that table and I could get into this space of love that was so intense that it was almost painful. And I don't know how to explain that to people. It was just so much love. It almost, you can't explain it unless you felt it, because it was just almost too big to contain it. And those two started coming in, and I called them Lord and Lady. And they would come in, and I wouldn't channel them, but they would tell me things, and then I would share it with the one that was working on me. So she started asking me questions, and then I would get the answers from them and tell her. And so I kind of forgot that happened. So here they come, and I'm like, oh, I know you. So they were the ones that came through. Very interesting to experience it now in that capacity, because they very much respected the boundaries. There was no channeling at that time. It was more I was the gateway or the bridge and brought the message through. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is
so,
a different group of Pleiadians. So.
Yeah. Well, they're all a collective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just.
Oh, that's interesting. So this is a group from the past.
Yeah.
Dealt with.
Yeah, and I kind of forgot that had happened. So that was a good reminder to me that I probably had these connections for a long, long time, because I keep saying, "Oh yeah, this started like a year ago." Well, this part of it started a year ago, but yeah, they've been there.
Gotcha.
I've had things
waiting for their opportunity.
Yeah.
Now the Giants. Before we let you go, the Giants. What was that all about? Was that pretty cool or what?
That was interesting. Yeah. Well, that was interesting because they find skeletons on those archaeological digs. Am I saying that right? And they found giants, the skeletons. So I guess I wasn't surprised that they were saying the giants have been here, because I always assumed they had, because they're finding their graves. Yeah. But I don't know that I've ever looked into it enough to see if anyone says where they went, what happened to them. Why isn't there any real history written up on these guys?
I was kind of smiling when you said that they left. I'm like, I heard that once before. So it's in
did you?
The books, yeah, that the vibration, the frequency, it wasn't a match,
So that was right. Okay.
Part of the Earth experiment as well. So when you started saying that they left and they went to another planet, I'm like, I've heard this once before.
Well,
I don't know which book it was. I don't know if it was Dolores Cannon or
a different one. I want to remind everybody, even though I do the QHHT, I haven't read Dolores Cannon's books, and we went into that before. I've tried. I kept getting shut down. I have several of her books over on the shelf, and I've never been able to read them. And I've talked to Jason about that, and I understand it now that I wasn't able to read them because they didn't want me to be influenced by them. But Jason has read them, so when I'm coming up with stuff, it's nice to get the confirmation.
Yeah, it was either the first time. This one, Tom T. Moore, one of his books, I think.
Oh, cool.
So it sounds familiar. I just don't know which one it was, but
yeah, So that's where it's nice because they don't let me. If you're new to watching, I don't get to watch the news. I don't get to watch other people's channelings. I don't get to watch any of this stuff. And I used to thrive on it, and be like, oh, I want to know what's going on. And now I don't get to watch any of it. And people send me, oh, did you see this channel? They're saying the same thing. And I'm told, nope, you can't listen to that. You can't listen. And it really does help, because then when the information comes in, I know I'm not influencing it, because, the only thing today was that, I've seen things about giants, but I really didn't know any of the history of it. I just know that they've found the bones and the skeletal structures of them buried deep in the earth, but I wouldn't even be able to tell you where they found them. That's all I know, is I've seen pictures of giants or their bones. And
I don't want to give you too much information. Give it away.
Yeah, we keep it clean as we can, but that's exciting to know that there is information out there to validate that. So that's good.
It has been said once before. So when you said it again, I'm like, I started smiling a little bit. I said, I want to talk about that one.
Like, oh yeah. Yeah, that's always fun for me when you can validate it. So that's good. But yeah, really, when once the Pleiadians stepped in there, the energy really changed in here. I think, there was some chaotic, not chaotic, I don't want to say that, high vibrational, more intense energy, which is why we couldn't get the dogs to stop. Yeah, I mean, as soon as we turned the video on to start the intention, Buddy came right up, and then the littler one has been jumping up and down from the chair, and then of course the barking and all of that, and then boom, the Pleiadians come in, and it's like, ooh, we're just going to calm it down.
You felt like energy dropped, or like energy just
Oh, it was still a very high frequency. It was just like somebody just waved a magic wand and made it calm in here. Just took all of the high vibration, and just softened it, and was like, we can still be in this, just soften it. So that was pretty cool to have that happen.
Interesting.
Maybe they'll teach me how to do that in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch the video, I'll freeze frame on that somewhere and be like,
Yes, that would be funny.
Yeah.
And you can teach others that too once when you master it.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Or even just being in my frequency might be enough to download that information right to you. That's the quick and easy way, right? Just download that for me. So, yeah, just plug it right in.
Well, I know you have another appointment coming up, so
yeah.
I think that's about it.
All right.
Outside, so another good video, and we didn't even think anything was going to happen today.
We just don't ever know, do we? And we were going to try and tap into what's up for 2020 and for ants to come in for, who else did we have? Well, we had the Lyrians, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians. The Arcturians were very chatty today. Sometimes they usually just bring in somebody else, but they had lots to say. Right. So that was good. In
the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, Daniel doesn't stick around that much anymore, and he was just, it was him for quite a bit of it. So
let's start off the new year right.
Yeah. It's like, you're not getting in this year without me. So 2020, lots to behold, and if we do it right, it'll be easy.
Perfect.
If we resist it, we'll pray for you. No. Just don't resist it. Yeah.
All right,
but it'll be fun. Okay. Well, thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody have a happy new year.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Happy New Year.
2020, and start doing whatever work you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Sorry I didn't wear my New Year's sunglasses or something. You know, I had the Christmas sweater on last time. Yeah. You guys will start expecting theme things, and I don't want to set expectations.
There you go. Because every year it has to get better.
Yeah. I'm just going to have to get creative, and eventually that wears out. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much.
Take
Bye,
care.
everyone.
Bye.